Imagine checking into a hotel where the grand hallways seem just a little too quiet. The lights flicker for no apparent reason, and you swear you can hear faint piano music playing in an empty room. This is a place so eerie, so filled with a sense of the past, that it inspired Stephen King to write one of the most terrifying novels of all time, The Shining. Welcome to the Stanley Hotel, one of the most famous haunted hotels in the world. But are its ghosts real, or are they simply stories fueled by history, fame, and our own imagination? Let's find out. The story of the Stanley Hotel begins in 1909. It was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley, the brilliant inventor behind the Stanley steamer automobile. He envisioned a luxurious mountain resort nestled in the Rockies, a grand retreat for America's wealthy elite. It was a symbol of modern luxury, with electric lights and telephones. But as the decades passed, a different kind of reputation began to form. Guests and staff started reporting strange happenings throughout the massive, sprawling hotel. Whispers of footsteps in empty corridors, doors closing on their own, and figures seen in the periphery became part of the hotel's lore. It seemed the hotel's glamorous past was refusing to stay in the past. Of all the tales told within these walls, none is more famous than that of room 217. This is the room where, back in 1911, a head housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson was caught in a powerful gas explosion. She survived the blast, but according to legend, her spirit never truly left her post. Guests who stay in room 217 have reported some truly unsettling experiences. They might return to their room to find their luggage has been mysteriously unpacked, or their clothes have been taken out and neatly folded. It's as if Elizabeth is still trying to keep the room tidy for its guests. Some people report the feeling of an unseen presence sitting on the edge of the bed beside them, or a cold spot that moves through the room. They say Elizabeth was a proper old-fashioned housekeeper, and she apparently doesn't approve of unmarried couples sharing a bed. Some couples have even felt a cold force wedge itself between them as they sleep. It's a chilling reminder that even in death, some people just can't give up their job. But the ghostly activity isn't confined to just one room. Many visitors have reported the distinct sound of children laughing and playing in the fourth-floor hallways late at night, even when records show no children are checked into the hotel. Staff and ghost hunters have heard the faint patter of small feet running up and down the corridors, only to find them completely empty. Some believe these are the spirits of children who once stayed at the hotel, forever playing in its halls. Imagine walking down the long, silent corridor, hearing that sound, and knowing you are completely alone. It's one of the hotel's most unnerving and persistent legends. Then there's the grand staircase. This beautiful sweeping centerpiece of the hotel lobby is said to be a hotspot for apparitions. Over the years, countless photographs have been taken here that seem to show more than just the living. Faint, translucent figures dressed in elegant early 1900s clothing have appeared in pictures, seemingly posing on the stairs or watching from the landing above. One of the most famous photos shows a woman in period dress descending the staircase, a figure no one saw when the picture was taken. Are these just tricks of the light, double exposures, or is this the ghostly audience of the Stanley, still enjoying the grandeur of their favorite retreat? Many who stand on that staircase say they feel a strange energy, as if they are being watched by unseen eyes. The hotel's haunted reputation was cemented in popular culture thanks to one very famous guest. In the autumn of 1974, a young author named Stephen King and his wife Tabitha checked into the Stanley. It was late in the season, and they were the only guests in the entire hotel, which was preparing to close for the winter. That night, King had a terrifying nightmare. He dreamed that his young son was running frantically through the hotel's long, empty hallways, screaming as he was being chased by a fire hose that had come to life. King woke up in a sweat, the dream so vivid it felt real. He got out of bed, went to the window, and as he looked out at the Rocky Mountains, the entire plot for The Shining fell into place. The lonely hotel, the psychic child, the descent into madness, it all started right here. That one night transformed the Stanley from a hotel with local ghost stories into a global icon of horror. But with fame comes scrutiny. Skeptics argue that the Stanley Hotel is a masterclass in psychological suggestion, not a paranormal hotspot. They point out that many of the so-called ghost photos can be easily debunked. Long exposure times, simple reflections in the wood and glass, and common camera glitches like lens flare can all create what looks like a ghostly figure. Dust orbs, a common sight in ghost photos, are often just particles in the air illuminated by the camera's flash. Historians have also poked holes in the most famous story. Elizabeth Wilson, the housekeeper from room 217, didn't die in the explosion. In fact, she lived a long life and passed away many years later, far from the hotel. This fact makes the story of her dedicated spirit tidying the room seem more like a fabricated tale than a historical haunting. Critics also note a very interesting timeline. Before The Shining was published and the movie came out, reports of ghosts were sporadic and mostly local gossip. But once the hotel embraced its haunted reputation, the stories multiplied exponentially. Suddenly, ghosts were being seen everywhere. The hotel began offering ghost tours, selling merchandise, and marketing itself as a paranormal destination. As you might expect, bookings soared and profits went through the roof. The skeptic's argument is simple. The power of suggestion is incredibly strong. When people visit a place expecting to see a ghost, their minds are primed to interpret every cold draft, creaky floorboard, and strange shadow as something supernatural. The hotel isn't haunted by ghosts, they say. It's haunted by its own brilliant marketing. So, where does that leave us? We are left with two compelling yet conflicting possibilities. On one hand, you have a century-old building steeped in history, with countless first-hand accounts from credible witnesses. Thousands of visitors, staff members, and paranormal investigators have walked away with stories they cannot explain. The disembodied laughter, the feeling of being touched by an unseen hand, the figures that appear and vanish in an instant. For them, the Stanley Hotel is truly haunted, a place where the echoes of its long and vibrant history still resonate within its walls. On the other hand, you have the powerful influence of a compelling narrative. A story made world famous by a master of horror, amplified by clever marketing and the human desire to believe in the unknown. This theory suggests the experiences are real, but their cause is psychological. The hotel serves as the perfect stage, and our own expectations and imaginations are the true directors of the spooky show. It is a place where legend and reality have become so intertwined that it is nearly impossible to tell them apart. Today, the Stanley Hotel still stands majestically in Estes Park, Colorado. It continues to operate as a luxury hotel, inviting guests from all over the world. You can even book a stay in one of its most active rooms, like room 217 if you dare. Some people check out with chilling stories that will stay with them forever. Others leave with nothing more than a good night's sleep and a beautiful mountain view. So, what is the real truth of the Stanley Hotel? Is it a place genuinely populated by the spirits of its past? Or is it simply haunted by its own powerful reputation? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between. Which truth do you believe? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the mysterious. Thanks for watching.